So yesterday we are discussing about the session map that is using shape events, right? So what we done, so we have run the application, so the data has transferred to the next level. That is, user can able to access that data in a last folder, right? So that we will see here first. Then how to log out and what happens in a real time, how that session management will happen, that we will concentrate now. Let Visor is open. So here is null or blank, it is going like whatever this shape in this code we already added then last class, like a dashboard class. So in the dashboard class, this is already working. So that we will see here. Okay. So meanwhile, what I'll do is in a dashboard page, I want to add one button for the logout. So meanwhile, while loading the visor, we will close this activity. So here I'm adding this as the layout to apply this. Then here. So this constraint layout, I'm changing to linear layout. Right. So then here will give the orientation as vertical. Right. So here we'll take one button, that is match parent, wrap content, ID, that is VT1, or we can put logout. Right. So I'm adding the text here. So that is logout. That. So we'll give some margin for this. Margin 10 dp. Right. So for this, now we will add the functionality. So this is struct. Okay. So this is open. So I think already I have yesterday's application in my mobile. Right. So this is the project we installed yesterday. So I'm opening that. See after the animation. It is moving to the this data is available. So sharing the data. Right. Now we are clearing the session. So how to clear the session, that we will see here now. Okay. So here this is a dashboard. Just we added there one button, right? So we'll add the listener for that button. So for that here I'm adding the where binding colon. So activity main binding. Sorry, this is the activity dashboard binding. So activity dashboard binding will handle nullify condition. Right. Then here I'm adding the binding equal to data binding util dot set content. Right here we will add this. So here now we'll add the listener for the button. So that is finding that logout dot set on quick listener. Right, set on quick listener. Now here we supposed to write some like here. So statement is already declared. So, but here we need editor because we are clearing the data. Whenever we are adding the data or modifying the data, we need editor. So that is statement is dot edit. So we can enable the edit. Then editor dot clear. So editor.clear, then editor.commit. That's so now your data will be clear. So once this data will be cleared here, now it's supposed to move to the login page, right? Where intent equal to intent of intent dot this at the rate dashboard, write this at the rate dashboard, then login page. So I want to redirect it to the login colon class dot java. So start activity of intent. Right. So this case here we supposed to write finish because we should not maintain back that because we are clearing the session here. It's required finish. Even in login also, while we are moving from login to dashboard, after this here we should write the finish. So in both cases, it requires the finish is the mandatory. Right, now we will see the changes is applied after here. So it should be clear with the data. So that we will see here. So there is another way to clear the data also. That also I will show you after this. Okay, so almost it is running. Once it is run, we will see that session. It's taking time to launch. Let me just launch it. Let's see. See now directly it goes. Already the data is available in shape in this slide, so it goes to uh, dashboard page. So there we will check now the logout functionality. Once we click on the logout functionality, it should come back to the, it should clear the data and it should come back to the this first page, right? Login page, first page, login page. So now after the animation, so it came to this page, right? This is the dashboard page, right? Now here I'm clicking on this, so it came to here. Now let us say I cleared from the recent tab. See, there is no, it is not in a recent tab, right? So from here now I'm opening this particular application. Now it should go to login page. If it is go to login page means the whatever the data we cleared, that data has cleared. Otherwise, data is not clear. Right. Now it came to this. Now the data is clear. Right. So here again I'm logging into the application. So xyz@gmail.com and 1234 is my password. Right. Now I'm clicking this. Okay. Now successful login. So here the data has there in a shared preferences, right? Now I cleared the recent tabs. Again, I'm opening this. See now it came here, right? Data has came here, right? Now I'm clearing this from the recent tab. So I'm double tap in some phones, double tap, and some phones it's a long press. So in my mobile it's a long press. So it came three options: uninstall, app info, and go to. Like here, I'm clicking on the app info. In the app info, so there is internal storage. This app has saved in my internal storage, right? From here, so there is some cache and there is some data. So I'm clearing the both cache and data. Right, so I clear all of these things. Right, now I close the settings. Right, now I'm opening this data. Sorry, this app. Now what happens? it should goes to login page. Why? Because in this way also the shared preference data will be cleared. Means the shared preferences data can be cleared if user has cleared his app cache or the data, whatever this is stored internally. If you clear that data, the shared preference data will be clear. Otherwise, programmatically, how we done here this in here, this is the way programmatically we can clear this data. Right. So this is normal session management will happen. Let us say this functionality, how we will use in a real-time scenario. So in a real-time scenario, what happens? Some of the applications, so whatever we done, that will be perfectly fine. Means whatever I have logged in now, right? I have logged in into application. So the session will be continued for the longer time. Let us say like Amazon, Flipkart, Gmail, Facebook. So these all are the applications are expecting the login one time, either until you change the password or you log out manually. That those cannot be cleared the session. Like even you not clear the data and app information, so that session should be continued. So for that case, whatever the code we discussed, that is well and good, it is fine. But regularly, like let us say, my as per my condition, my app rules session should clear after half an hour. Like let us say banking application, credit card application. So these applications as expecting every time the login user or authenticate the some authentication from the user side, right? So for those kind of applications, normally what happens? So when we log in successfully in a response, so now here we are getting in a response as only two keys we are getting, right? What are the two keys? One is the status, like that is you are registered or not. Other is the key. In a key, that is a failure and success, and these two keys we are getting. Normally what happens in a real time, so along with those two keys we will get one more key, that is a token. So that session token we will get. So whenever we get that session token, so we save that session token instead of the key comma value. Here what we are saving in a login.kt here in a shared preferences, we are saving the email and password, right? Instead of email and password, we will save the data, session data, whatever the session data we are getting. So that session token we will save. So once we save that session token, so whenever user has to log in, like I close the application and I'm trying to reopen the application. So in a splash screen, so now what we are checking, so the data is available here in S1 or not, like here we are checking, like here we will check the token is available or not. So the token is available, then here directly data is available, we are going to dashboard page. But here before this, again we will add the condition. If token is available, so then here we will call one more retrofit call to the server. Why? Means that token is valid or not. Means when you log in the first time, I log in at 7 p.m. So 7 p.m. IST in my application. Right now it is a 7:20. Right. So I send my token to the server side. So the server people say that it is a valid token. Right. So it is valid token, then I'll get the response as valid. Then if it is valid, then I go to dashboard. Instead of that, like maybe there is a only 20-minute session. So they says that it's invalid. When we get invalid, From there, immediately here we say that your session has expired. Please re-log in into application. So that we will maintain, like that we will maintain the session. So that is a mechanism is happening here. Means what happens, like for example, 7:20, I have already re-login into application. Then there again, that data will be updated. Recent login is 7:20. From there again, it's a 30 minutes. So from there, it's again 30 minutes. The session will be continued from there, the 30 minutes. That is the way of this. So you have any questions on this session management, or it is clear? Because this is important. Every application we will use this. Hope you are clear, or you have any questions on this session?
No, I'm good.
Oh, so then I move to the next step. Right.
Yeah.
So here, as of now, we done registration successful, and after that we get the data successful. Right. After that, I want to get the data. So here I have a get request. So once I send this get request to the server, here I send get request to the server. This is a get API. So here I'm getting, this is the data. So in this, there are multiple things are there, like here see, page number, page per count, total. So here we are getting array response. So this indicates here array, data indicates array. So this is the data we are getting. So what we are getting in array, ID, email, first name, last name, and image. After that, second item. See, keys will be same, values has remains changing here for every. This is the position 1, position 2, like that, the data is changing here. So as for here, total is 12. So we are getting the total 12 different data here. So these 12 data now we will show in our application using the recycler view. Right. So that we will implement our next code. So to implement that here, what I'm doing here in a dashboard. So here in a dashboard page, right here, I'm taking one recycler view below of the below of button. So this is the recycler view. Match parent, wrap content. So ID. So that is ID. So that is REC. Right. After that, so here I'll add margin. That is 10 dp. That is 10 dp. Here I had it. Done. So now here we used to write now the what we need to write, recycler code. But before writing the recycler code here, we used to write first to get the data retrofit code we used to write here. So to write a retrofit code here, first we'll go here after this indent, here we will write the code for this. So this is okay, this is for this button. After this button, here we will write, this is the getting data from API. So that we are writing here. So to get data here, already we seen that what is the data format. So today here you will understand why I'm using the Pojo. Last time, like Pojo is very simple, and with the normal this thing, it's a Pojo has done. But now you will try to understand here. Also here again, I'll write complete code like step by step so that you can understand. Again, if you have any question on retrofit request side, also will understand. So here, first I'm declaring one retrofit, where retrofit equal to, so retrofit dot builder. So we are building a retrofit request. So that is retrofit builder. So base URL, right? Base URL. Hello. Huh? Right. So here I added the base URL. Right after base URL. So base URL. So after the base URL, what we have to add here now, after the base URL, we used to add JSON convert refactory, right? So that JSON convert refactory we used to add, that is add convert refactory, that is JSON. So JSON convert refactory dot, so JSON convert refactory dot create. So I'm creating the text. So finally here we will write dot build, right? So this is the build request as well. Here we will paste the base URL. So up to API slash, I'll take that is the base URL, right? So this is the base URL, I pasted. Done. So the next second step is here. So where already the interface has done, so that we used to define. So that is where retro interface. So I'm calling one thing, that is a retro interface equal to. So what is that retrofit we declared? That retrofit dot create. So we are creating one. So that is from here we are calling, already we created one sample interface, right? So the sample interface colon class dot Java, right? So this is done here, right? Now we will go back to this interface. So in a sample interface here, I'll copy this like three lines. So here I'll put this header should be common. So here it will change as a get. So whatever the method we are getting, so that method I'm changing here. So this URL will change. So last time also we forgot to change URL, there only we struck. So immediately we will change this URL. So instead of login.php, so I have updated the URL, right? So this is instead of login user, I'm changing as a load data, something load data, whatever you want, that is a user defined. So that you can define here. So load data, this is the get, right? So for this, it's empty because we are not sending any request here. So this is the same. So but here, instead of this, so I'll change list response, whatever that we are getting in the form of list, right? So that's the reason I created as a list response. Now with this name, I'll create one Java, right? I'm creating one Java class. So that is list response. So now here, come back to here, copy this response. So copy this response. And here, so we're supposed to write JSON schema to org, right? So here, I'll paste that entire this. Now JSON to JSON, I'm converting this. Now you see here. So it's created, one is the datum. So total it create three classes, datum and the example. After that, support. So total three classes it has created. Just I'll copy the entire this thing. So here I pasted as it is. Right, I pasted as it is. But what is there in example class, that should be present here. So the datum, whatever the datum is there, so the datum name is supposed to change. So the datum is nothing but here what is there in the that particular array. So that I'm changing here. This is example class, right? So in an example class, otherwise I'll remove this entire, like we will keep only your example code so that you will understand easily. So until this, I'm removing this, right? Even this example and generated also I'm removing. So this is fine. Even after that, there is one more class, it is generated support. So that support class also I'm deleting this, right? So till this is the normal class, it is right. So for this, I'll add serializable and exposable import. Added the import here. One more report. So both import I added. Then yes, this data. So defaultly the name will be create whenever the list will come, that will be create data. So I'll change this name as something else like list inside data. For our understandable, I'm changing. Like maybe you can change as a user list data, something like that. You can modify that, because in the same project, if you create one more response like this, again that will also create on the name of data. So in case the data related class already there, it won't show any error, but data mismatches still happens, so it cannot execute. That's the reason. So in below also it is expecting in 2 places. I modified the 2 places, right? Now with this name list inside, I have created one more Java class. So that is a list inside data, right? So again, so here I don't copy now entire thing. So only I'll copy the what is there in data. We will copy that. So till data. So till this, I have copied the data. Whatever the data is there in data, I copied, and we will paste here that. Right. So for this, you can import this. So this is done properly. After that, here one more is there. So one more, that is a support. So with this name of support also, you can create one more Java class. So create here, done. You create a like this, right? After that, here what is there in a support? So this you can means sometimes it can create more than one file. So even it can create sometimes 6, 7, 8 files also. But don't worry, how many files you created, don't confuse. Always your thing will start from the example class. From the example class, just you can copy and you can be careful. Like you can go with one by one. You can go with. I think this extra things has copied. So copy this. Right. So now here we can, like means always it can be start from the example. From the example, we copied this. This is okay. But now I have a question. How can I know how many Pojo classes will be generated? So if you have a question, like, so whatever the this, copy this, go to browser. Here you can have the JSON formatter. Just you can check the JSON formatter. You can take any of the JSON formatter here. So you can paste the data here. You can add here validate. Format and beauty. So this is the format and beauty here, like it is created. See, now this is the array it is created, right? So see, for this particular object, so this is the object, right? So this is the object. This object has started here and this object has ended after the last, it is ended in the last. So I'm unable to scroll. Like here it is ended here. So within this object here, so this is the here you can see support has came one more object here, right? Support has came one more object, and on top of that, here data has came one more, this is array. That's the reason. So in this one is created for this is the one setter and getter method for this, and one setter and getter method for this data, and one setter and getter method for the data. That's the reason here we require total 3 classes. So 3 POJO classes like this. Based on the data, we can analyze that how many components we can get here. See here, even if you observe our code here, so first class, see here, what are there here? This. So list, let this we will convert into Kotlin so that we can understand easily. So I'm converting this into Kotlin. Now see. So first one, what is the response we are getting? Page per page, total pages. So for this data, this is the array. For the array, one more support. This is a support. Here see. If you can see response, page per 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last support 6. Right. See. Total 6 setter and getter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But these two, there is a inside one more data. Means these are like the direct objects, single objects. In objects, there is a one object, first object, second object, like that. So there is no dependency. But for this, there is a dependency. So because of the dependency, here it is calling this one more class. So if support, here support, we are getting what we are getting here, URL, text, serializable text. So 2, like that. If we convert that into Kotlin, here we can see only 2 things here. Right, see here, URL and string. This is. So same if I go here. So in this already we seen there are 4 or 5 objects are coming. So that 4 or 5 objects, it is setter and getter methods. I think 5 objects. So that 5 objects, like here it is ID, email, 2, first name, last name, 4, and image 5. So this 5, it is setter and getter methods has created here. Right. So from here now, how to get this data into the first class? So that we will continue tomorrow. From there, after getting the data into the main class, there we will write recycler code. So that we will write in next.